For those of you who are talking about our secondary, our cornerback room, just you wait. Carrington Valentine's one of the best man corners I've had the greatness of watching. He's not as big. When he gets big, he'll do it. No one has to talk more about Xavier McKinney. Evan Williams was PFF safety number 1. You know what I mean? Nate Hobbs coming in. Oh, yeah, we got some guys out there. Bo Melton switched positions and made the 53-man roster. That's the Green Bay Packers for you. That's the Green Bay Packers for you.
Oh, what do you mean I look super cool, nonchalant, tough, and aura filled? Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, let's get to my opinions, because that's all you care about. From the super cool, nonchalant, tough, so cool, so fresh, so cool, so clean guy. Yeah. Okay, guys, we're going to be talking about every single NFL team, seeing how we feel about them, and where I believe that they are going to end up this next year. Now, I'll tell you this right now. A lot of these you're not going to care for. You know what I mean? You're not going to care because I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be really honest here. And it's brutally honest. I'm going to say whatever I feel, the truth, how it's going to be. Let's start here. Saints, get ready for that number 1 pick. Spencer Rattler, Tyler Shaw, whoever the fuck the third guy is. You know what I mean? I just actually think that's the worst quarterback room I've seen in a while. And you passed 5 times on Shedeur Sanders. Now, I don't think Shedeur Sanders is Superman, but I do think he would be General Zod on your team. I'll tell you that. So I say you'll stick to that. Olave needs help, or God forbid, he will be requesting a trade very, very soon. Now, Miami Dolphins, this is very... I think the Miami Dolphins have a shot, but I will say mediocre at best right now. They don't have any pieces I'd really look at and I'd really, you know what I mean? They did get Minka, who's a stud. They lost Jonnu, though. Tyreek, we don't even know what Tyreek we're getting this year. Is he the good Tyreek? Is he the hitting women Tyreek? Is he the fast Tyreek? Is he a Super Bowl champion feeling Tyreek? Is he a hitting woman Tyreek? I mean, and Jalen Waddle, I don't know. You show up or not. Devon Achane, those a demon. You might move up to missing playoff teams depending on how I feel about you, but I think you're going to be something. Let's be honest. Super Bowl contenders, they are every year, and I think that's where they're staying. Contenders, not a favorite. I don't think it's going to happen here. I don't think it's really going to happen. I think people know Lamar's amazing. They know Derrick Henry's amazing. They know all these guys are amazing, but that's it. You know you have some specific good people, but you never have enough to get over that hump. That hump being Buffalo and the Chiefs. It is what it is, man. Shit like that happens. Our first Super Bowl favorites, the Bengals. Now, let's be honest. Everyone here is playing like stupid idiots. You know what I mean? They believe that, oh my God, look, they're spending like over $500 million just on offense, this, that. So, dude, I don't really think that matters too much to them. Specifically, these guys, they are a different force. Like, they played well. They almost made the playoffs with that dog shit defense. Shamar Stewart looks good. Trey Hendrickson will play. I think they could really show us something we're not expecting. I will never forget those 2020 Bengals. The Denver Broncos are a playoff team, but they got greedy. Wild card. They were very greedy here. With their number 1 pick, they could have got a lot of help in other positions, but they decided to try to remake the no-fly zone by getting Jahdae Barron. I think they are the same exact team they were last year. Nothing too crazy, except, who else are we going to get? A good pass coverage linebacker in Dre Greenlaw. Who else? A good pass coverage safety in Talanoa Hufanga. They have defense for days. I will say that. Bo Nix has no weapons. Cortland Sutton, I believe, is pretty good. I think he's pretty good. Devon Vele is gone, though, and Mims is going to carry us to the future. Come on. Number 1 pick contention, the New York Giants. I believe it's not a conversation. You got Abdul Carter. That's good. That's going to help you. You have one of the most devastating defensive lines, and Malik Neighbors. That's it. I don't think Jackson Dart's going to show out as much as people think. I don't think there's going to be much to talk about in the Jackson Dart category. And you could debate me on that, but Malik Neighbors is going to be willing catches. Trust me, Malik Neighbors will be willing catches. Wasn't much for us to say about the Ole Miss quarterback last year. Still not enough for us to say about the Ole Miss quarterback. The Minnesota Vikings. You want to talk about a team that's going to make the playoffs, going to put some heart out there, it will be the Minnesota Vikings in my eyes. Even though I could logically see them as a 3 in the NFC North, they also could be 1. Like, that's the jump. That's the flexibility in the NFC North, and that's something that they have shown they can do. They had a great season last season, killed by Sam Darnold. JJ McCarthy is the full depender on whether this is a playoff team or whether this is a missing playoffs team. That is how I stand it. So I will say potential wild card, actually, because it could easily be, but it's fully dependent on JJ McCarthy. Do I think JJ McCarthy has it? No. I think we're going to see a lot of Jordan Mason, a lot of Aaron Jones, as he's a handoff merchant, and that is it. A potential wild card here in the Los Angeles Rams. They have a lot of stuff that you'd really like to see, but Matthew Stafford's a clone. No, I'm kidding. The Rams have a lot. You know, Jared Verse, for Brendan Fisk, very good seasons last year. A healthy Puka Nacua, Devontae Adams added. I think that they could make a potential step. The way I'm talking about it, let's go playoff. Let's go playoff teams. I like that from them. And I think that they could really do that. Now, this one, I'm sorry to skip past Rams too fast, but the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I think you're a playoff team. I think Emeka Egbuka is going to come in and show you the power that he has and how good of a wide receiver he is. And that wide receiver will be stacked. Mike Evans going for 1,000 yards again, trying to break Jerry Rice's record. Emeka Egbuka, the young rookie, playing amazing. And Chris Godwin coming back. But while he's not there, we have Jalen McMillan. Jalen McMillan is amazing. They're my quarter, like Baker's my quarterback. Nah, that's not my team. But I think they could really do it. I think they could really put something up here. The Detroit Lions, I believe they are below the Vikings as a potential wild card. The Detroit Lions are going to take a step back this year. I don't care what you say. Their losses in Dan Skipper on the line and more Dan Skipper and friends on the line. Their losses on defense, Carlton Davis. They have so many losses and depletions on their team, minus the injuries. I don't think that they have what it takes this year. If you really think Jahmyr Gibbs and the offense can push them to another line, I think you're smoking. I don't think that they have what it takes. I think that their coaching staff is going to have more of an impact than you think. Not really on the Ben Johnson side, a lot on the Aaron Glenn side. I think the fall is going to be huge. I say people need to keep an eye on that. The Chicago Bears, young but intriguing. Mediocre at best is what I would like to say because I hate the Bears, but they're a young team. You got to admit, Caleb Williams shows some prowess at times. Do I think he had a good season last year? Fuck no. But that prowess was there. He had it. The issue comes with everything else that's on the team. Rome Odunze was just drafted last year. Luther Burden also drafted last year. Also drafted this year. Then Colston Loveland. Those are the three main targets I see besides DJ Moore there. And then we go to defensive side of the ball. I don't think their corners are that good. Jalen Johnson's very overrated. I wouldn't have him as a top 15 corner. I think Tariq Stevenson's actually works very well with their scheme. I think they have a lot. Tariq Stevenson's on year 2 in the league, or year 3, entering year 3. They have a young roster that I think could really show out and needs to be paid attention to. Followed up by the 49ers. Get the fuck out of my face. The Niners, their window is closed. I don't think there's much left for the Niners. I think that they got to get ready to realize Brock Purdy was a mistake to pay. I think they have to get ready to realize Brandon Ayuk isn't the wide receiver of the future. I think they have to be ready to realize Jawan Jennings is their best wide receiver. I think they have to realize they need to cut this shit out. They cut Dre Greenlaw, Talanoa Hufanga. They got them traded. They got them sent away. Why? To pay Brock Purdy. They're really betting on him and not much else. Ricky Pearsall, he's not the guy I'm looking at. You could push him forward. Maybe he can develop better, but I'll say as of right now, he's not who you're looking for. I don't think that they are that good. I don't think that they can be that good. I think life's not that good for them. And if there's anyone who's really in contention as a favorite, it is the Philadelphia Eagles. I don't like them, but they are... You can't hate on that too much. I mean? Their offensive line took a little hit. But that happened the previous year with Jason Kelsey, and look where they're at now. You know what I mean? I don't think Jalen Hurts is that good. I believe AJ Brown and Devonta Smith can make a quarterback look good. Jahan Dotson at the 3. They have a lot of good help there. And defensively, they have not taken a step back. They love their Georgia boys. Jordan Davis, I can't remember, Jalen Carter. They got some real fresh feet out there. And who did they draft? It was Jahad Campbell. What's it, Jahad Campbell?
I think it was Jihad Campbell. Hey Siri, Eagles first round pick in 2025. Jihad Campbell. Jihad Campbell. He's a pass rusher of doom. I'm surprised he fell to them. We got to stop letting him do that. Yeah, that's how I look at that. Besides Geno Smith, this is a very young and interesting team. Brock Bowers breaking records last year. That we have Ashton Genty, who I don't think he's going to miss too much of a beat from college. I say a lot of people look at his competition and they're like, look where he was playing. I say, look at the way he plays. That guy's a dog, went negative in a preseason game and still had 4 broken tackles. That is a hustler. That is a great player. And I say we need to keep an eye on Genty. I say we need to keep an eye on the entire team as it is led by Pete Carroll. I believe that tight end and that running back are going to be forces to be reckoned with. I think we are going to see a Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs, revitalization, some great players out of there. I think we're going to see something that we're not expecting from the Raiders. And I believe that, their division is usually just Chiefs and friends. I think that these guys right here are going to be a threat within a year or two. The Green Bay Packers, Super Bowl contenders. I believe that my Green Bay Packers have a fluctuation, and depending on how that goes, this is the year Jordan Love has to show us how good he can really be, okay? If Jordan Love is really the quarterback of the future, if Jordan Love is really the truth, if I'm supposed to believe that, then I have to see something this year. His first year was splendid. We got that crazy win against the Dallas Cowboys. He then followed it up with an injury-prone year the entire year. Malik Willis coming in some games, having his legs shot, his fingers not doing well, and, a bad beat in the first round against the Eagles. I think this is a year to show. And let's not forget the biggest acquisition. I know no one can forget, stuck in your hearts, it's Micah Parsons. That edge rush duo of Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary is already top 3 in the league. I don't want to hear much about it. And I believe that we will be getting there. I believe Colby Wooden, Brooks, Devontae Wyatt will fill in the position that Kenny Clark has lost. And for those of you who are talking about our secondary, our cornerback room, just you wait. Carrington Valentine's one of the best man corners I've had the greatness of watching. He's not as big. When he gets big, he'll do it. No one has to talk more about Xavier McKinney. Evan Williams was PFF safety number 1. You know what I mean? Nate Hobbs coming in. Oh, yeah, we got some guys out there. Bo Melton switched positions and made the 53-man roster. That's the Green Bay Packers for you. We are real Super Bowl contenders, and I just want that to be known. We're not taking a step back. We're going to be beating your favorite team. The Washington Commanders, however, will be taking a step back. I believe they don't have much comp in their division as the Dallas Cowboys are going to drop out. I believe that the New York Giants won't be doing shit, and I believe that the real worry would be them coming with the Eagles. They're a young team in Jaden Daniels and Jaden Daniels only. They are the oldest roster in the NFL, with Bobby Wagner's old ass, Legion of Boom member, Terry McLaurin being there for about 8 years now. There's so much there that's so old. Their window has opened way too quickly, and it will close just as quickly as it has opened. We saw it, guys. It's the same as what the Bengals had. The Bengals opened the window in 2020, and it closed that next year. Washington is doing that same thing. They're having a show out. They're having a show out time with their young players, and that is it. We will see what Jaden Daniels can continue to do this season, if he can will something crazy, but that's about it. The Arizona Cardinals are mediocre at best. I will be honest, I love Kyler. I believe he's a great quarterback, and he has all this. He will never, and I will mean never, progress at a level that we could ever hope for on the Carolina Panthers. The Carolina Panthers are doing nothing to help him. He is sitting there in shambles as he will not get any help. Marvin Harrison Jr. is the help.
but he still doesn't, he is not being coached properly. The help that he's gotten is only on the field. The off the field stuff is never happening. In his contract, him required to watch film at least once a week during training, giving incentives towards that. You're giving a dog a cookie for barking. It's not helping him. Kyler is not getting the moves we wish for. Kyler is not going to play the way we're hoping unless you do something about it. At this point, trade him away. Get rid of Kyler if you're not going to help him off the field. He is a grown-ass man playing like a little kid. Figure it out. I'm tired of it. I'm actually tired. A grown-ass man feeling like a kid again is the Pittsburgh Steelers. I believe they are potential wild cards. Let me not say that. Knowing Mike Tomlin, they're going to barely make it and lose out in the first round. But something different this year. An actual quarterback who can play well. Aaron Rodgers, for all of you who look at him and you think he's not good anymore, he's not good. He's not good compared to Aaron Rodgers. Okay? He's better than a lot of quarterbacks in this league and was top 10 in damn near every quarterback stat that mattered last year. He has the ability. Simple as that. Giving him a true receiver, a one who fell out of the first round in DK Metcalf and is a real stud. He will show you how good he is and how good DK can be. But that just won't be enough. Joey Porter Jr. and friends back there are not going to help him. There's something about that Pittsburgh Steelers defense, but not this year. I don't see it. I don't think they're going to be able to do it. They have some damn good coaching on Mike Tomlin, but at what point do you say, fuck Mike Tomlin? I'm tired of being mediocre. I'm tired of being this. You let Aaron Rodgers set the terms. You waited for that. That is the sorriest shit ever. I love Rodgers, but Rodgers can be a bit of a diva. Rodgers can still act like he's a superstar. He thinks he's Elvis out there. He's not. He's not anymore. I'll just be honest. He's not. Now, let's go. The Buffalo Bills. I think the Buffalo Bills are a playoff team. There is too much power going on throughout this league. Too much power, too much new things, too many quarterbacks getting to their second years, too much development going on for the Bills to stick where they are. Josh Allen, he's a good quarterback. Don't get me wrong. He's obviously a great player. But I don't think he's that guy. I think that last MVP didn't belong to him. I think that they just didn't want to give it to Lamar. I'm not going to lie. And him snaking touchdowns got him there, but it's not going to get him to the playoffs. Playoffs, you lose once, you're done. And that's what Josh Allen's going to do. I think he could possibly be a wild card loss. I don't think he's going to be a guy who we're going to really talk about too much. Now, in a division of the NFC South where the Buccaneers could do it all, I think there's only one other team in that same division that has a chance, and that is the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons, if Drake London plays to the caliber he's been looking at, if Kyle Pitts plays to the caliber we've been hoping for, if Michael Penix is truly the quarterback that they decided to take at 8, if Bijan keeps playing like Bijan, if the sneaky guy who people haven't been paying attention to in Darnell Mooney plays to a high caliber, there is nothing that offense can't do. Defensively, I'll be damned to not say that they're good. AJ Terrell, stud. Jesse Bates, stud. Like, they have some real dogs out there. Skies are protected. They got a very solid defense. Do I think that they're willing to will it and win it all? No. Do I think that they have a shot to make it to the divisional? Yeah. That's how I look at them. Seattle Seahawks, you do not surprise me at all. You're fucking mediocre, guys. The losses that you took this season are hilarious to me. You decided to do a rework, okay? You got rid of Lockett. You got rid of Pharaoh. You got rid of DK. That offensive shit is ridiculous. And who did you bring in to help you? Oh, Sam Darnold. Sammy Shitter. Sam
I don't know, ma'am. It's Miss Doubtfire looking ass nigga. I don't like Sam Darnold. I don't think he's that good. I think he had a very good situation with a top 3 wide receiver right now, and is going to be top 10 in all time at the end of his career, with an amazing second in Jordan Addison, and Naylor playing more than I don't know the word, but I think that's about all. And that's what it's gonna be. You know what I mean? I don't think that the Seahawks are going to be anything to look at in fear. I think the Seahawks are going to be a nothing burger team. I say, take your eyes off them. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. A very young team that is in contention for the number 1 pick. Fuck this. I'm not gonna lie. Your best pick was Travion Henderson. Will Campbell's gonna play well on the line, but that's about it. Everyone else fucking stinks out there. Okay, you guys are good, decent, but when you got Drake May, let's say he really pans out to be that guy, who are you gonna throw it to? Keyshawn Butte, Stephon Diggs. He'll be too busy doing pink stuff on the sidelines. You know what I mean? Pop Douglas. Let's troll. Let's stop trolling. You know what I mean? It's not worth it. I don't think that they're going to be much of a team at all. I don't even know if they're going to get over 3 wins this season, right? If they do, come back here and clown the fuck out of me, but I don't think they're going to do. And just for a middle of the video kind of thing, even though I'm definitely over middle, tell me down below which ones you disagree with. If you really disagree with them, tell me which ones you disagree with. Another one in contention for the number 1, the Cleveland Browns. Nothing to look at here. I believe that Jerry Jeudy's going to be a great weapon for them. Cedric Tillman, I guess, David Njoku, like, they don't really have anything else that I'm really looking at that's going to stun me too much. They've been in media eyes with Joe Flacco being the starter, Shadur Dillon Gabriel preseason battle, and let's leave it there. There is nothing for me to really look at on that team. Myles Garrett took all your money for a while, gang. You're not going to be able to pay that much. Actually, they have bread. Let me not even do that. But they're not anything that I'm going to look at, look away, and look back at again. You know, they are a team, a force to be reckoned with. Would be the laugh LeBron emoji. Like, they're the Browns. I'm not gonna, you know, like they're just shit. Houston Texans, a playoff team or a potential wild card. The league's getting harder, and they're getting better. If Nico Collins plays to the best of his ability, that guy's a stud. I say he's a top 5 wide receiver in the league, and you can come talk to me about it. However, besides him, Tank Dell's dead for how long? I don't even know if he's going to be back this season. They got Chubb in there, a very elated Chubb. I don't think he's going to. I meant belated because he's not at his best. He's not who he once was. I mean, I think that my guy Mixon's going to be back later, but nothing to really call home about in that regard. I think CJ Stroud had a bad season last year, and we're going to forget about that considering the season he's going to have upcoming. Do I think that it's going to be like the supreme, you know, we're going to the Super Bowl and we're going to win it all? No, I think that they're at the maximum of divisional exit, but I mean, that could change really fast with them. I believe their safety room is one of the deepest I've seen. I really like Jalen Petrie. He's a really good player. CJ Gardner-Johnson, I think, recently got cleared for week 1. Corner-wise, obviously Stingley's top 3, I'd say 2 personally, as long as I don't think too deep further into it. But, yeah, actually, I'd put him right behind PS2. That's where I put Derek Stingley. I think Kamari Lassiter's crazy. Ooh, let's talk about safeties. Did I say Kalen Bullock? Stud in Kalen Bullock up there. Henry To'oto. I mean, they obviously lost a little bit in Laramie Tunsil, but they did get some stuff for the line, which was nothing for the offensive line. I forgot to talk more about the offensive line. They have damn near nothing for him. And do I think that it's going to be the scariest thing? No. I think that they're a fright if CJ Stroud has time in the pocket, which I don't know if he's going to have it. That's the biggest wild card around here. You know what I mean? And yeah, let's not play about the Chiefs. Let's just put them up there. What more do I need to say? Contender, actually. I'm thinking about it right now. The Chiefs are very good. Obviously, Mahomes never takes a beat back. They're going to get ref calls. That's an ability. I'm not going to talk too much more on that. That is a physical capability. There's nothing more I can say towards that. But Travis Kelce's going to take a step back. In my opinion, he's not going to be as good. Rashee Rice is out. Xavier Worthy, like Cam Taylor-Britt said, I think that kid's just speed. He stat padded in the Super Bowl and made you really think he was good. There was nothing there. I don't think that there's much. If I had to compare him and Lad McConkey are like on the same wavelength as me. They're just guys out there, you know what I mean? Followed up by the Dallas Cowboys, right? Did I put the Pittsburgh Steelers out there already? Yeah, I did. By the way, I just want to say, watch out for Calvin Austin III. There's going to be something there. Dallas Cowboys, number 1 pick contention. Not much for me. Dak's a great quarterback. I think he deserved the MVP 2 years ago. CD's a great player. I believe the organization is rotting from the inside, and there's not much. They've paid DeRon Bland more than Patrick Surtain is making in a year. Or no, is making salary-wise. Well, that's crazy to me. That is crazy. You're spending money where you don't have to. DeRon Bland's a stud, but he was a stud for 1 year. He was very unhealthy last year, so he could bring it back. Do I see him bringing it back? I don't think that season will be replicable for the next 5 years, whether it's DeRon Bland himself again, whether it's DeRon Bland in the same health that he was that. That was just an amazing fucking player for 1 year. And that's the longevity of cornerbacks in the NFL. You know what I mean? We went from Richard Sherman to Josh Norman to Jalen Ramsey, to Jair Alexander, to to Sauce Gardner, to PS2. You know what I mean? There's always a new guy every year. It's really hard to get 2 years where you're the best guy. You know what I mean? PS2 has surprisingly done that, but it's not going to be much. You know what I mean? Followed up by the Chargers, who are the first missing the playoffs team. I believe that run game is going to be something to watch. Omari Hampton's going to be a stud. I believe Jim Harbaugh's high-powered offense is going to go for it. But when they have to throw the ball down the field, I don't think there's going to be much for them. I can't remember. Let me make sure right now. Did they re-sign Keenan Allen? Yeah, he is. They did re-sign him, and I think they also re-signed Mike Williams. I don't know if Mike Williams is currently on the team. Yeah, Mike Williams is, I guess. Wait. Is he? Wait, is he? I couldn't really tell. I think he got cut, though, no? Yeah, I think he got cut. Whatever, though. Okay. They got Keenan Allen back, who didn't even do that good on a Bears team where he was essentially the number 1 mid to deep ball guy. You know, he didn't do well there. I think a year older and back to his old team with a quarterback who had some good years, but is currently really, really leaning into the potential man ability. I don't think he's going to be much. On the other side, Lad McConkey will not take a step back. He will be a stud. He will play very well. And I think that that's not enough to get them over the hump, though. Defensively, they're very lacking. Derwin James is getting up there in age. I don't think you have much that I'm going to look too far at. Your protection's very well. And Rashawn Slater, no. Rashawn Slater's out the entire season after you just paid him. You have a depleting line there. Your defense is a bit lackluster with some very high somewhere. Asante Samuel's not there anymore. I don't know if he'll come back because he's still out there as a free agent because I've heard medical things, but I think there's not much left to be said there. The New York Jets, mediocre at best. I think Justin Fields will show you that he could be a better quarterback than he ever was on the Chicago Bears, and that's about that. Garrett Wilson is not the guy who's going to make me turn my needle. He'll get his 1,000 yards. He'll be good. He'll look for that contract extension. He will not get you to the playoffs. I'll tell you that. There's really, who the fuck did the Jets get? Was it Olu Fashanu was previous year? It was Armand Membu. I really thought they were gonna get someone else, maybe a tight end, but they instead went and got Armand Membu. Their offensive line's better for a guy who's going to do his best as a quarterback. And Sauce Gardner, I don't think most people paid attention to how good he was still playing. Breece Hall was really good maybe in his first year. I don't think he was really that good. If we look at it, his injury, he played well, and then his injury came, and then everyone was like, oh, he's still amazing. Oh, he's still this. Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, Breece Hall, what will we ever do? Then it became Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, what will we ever do? Then it was just Garrett Wilson. But Sauce Gardner's still been playing well. Don't let that fool you, you know what I mean? They lost DJ Reed. Quentin Williams is playing really well. They have some real good weapons out there, but I don't think they have a real fit team. Aaron Glenn's coming in for his first year, and he'll build that defense, make it stronger, harden it, but he can't harden that. He can't harden that offense. You know what I mean? It's not going to be much. The Carolina Panthers are young and intriguing. Bryce Young's very young. I think he could be very good. He just needs time. We saw when the Red Rocket came in, and then Bryce came back in. Bryce played well. I know the Bryce that I saw in Bama. Bryce was good. Bryce was very good. Heisman level good. But then he didn't show that yet. Do I think he had a real weapon? I mean, last year, who was he throwing to? Xavier Legette, Adam Thielen, and Jontavius something. I don't know who the fuck the tight end was. The rookie tight end. I can't remember, right? But he had some guys out there. He had Mingo for a bit, but then he left. He had Deshaun, someone, the guy who went to the Ravens and went to the Steelers. I can't remember his name, but he didn't really have much that I would call home about. But now he has Tedderwall McMillan already, which is going to be good. Xavier Legette's in his second year. They lost Adam Thielen, which I think is good riddance. Adam Thielen was very good, but you needed something young. You needed some people who can build a connection and continue to play well together. You're not in it this year, but you got a shot. You know what I mean? You got a shot later on. If I got to talk about anyone with a shot, it is the Titans with Cam Ward, the number 1 pick. They are in number 1 pick contention. Cam Ward is a good quarterback. I will say that. He would be quarterback 8 in this previous draft. He's best because there was no one else in conversation. If Drew Aller and those other guys came in, you know what I mean? If he was in the next year where Drew Aller and Lenora Sellers and Brady Cook are going to be here, I don't think we'd be talking about him the same. I don't think he'd be in that number 1 spot. I would take Lenora Sellers over him, right? And oh yeah, am I trolling? Arch Manning also. Arch Manning had a really bad game, but don't let him fool you. Arch is going to be good. Now, I don't think there's much really going on that team in general. Tyler Boyd, Calvin Ridley as his receivers. There was someone else I'm forgetting there. I can't remember him right now. But yeah, I don't think that there's going to be much. I don't think that their defense has much to write home about. I think that the Titans are the Titans. I think Tony Pollard is going to be good, and he's going to have a real powered position, as Ty J. Spears is currently injured right now. And I think they'll show us enough, but we're not counting on them this year. We're not counting on anyone in the AFC South besides the Texans, I'll be honest. They have an easy division. They're about guaranteed the playoffs. That's why they're in the playoff team spot, right? The Colts, Daniel Jones is starting at quarterback. Is there anything else I need to say? For real, do I need to tell you anything else? Their number 4 pick they drafted isn't starting anymore. That says enough to me. Do I need to say more? They are in possession of the number 1 pick. They're damn near in possession already, bro. It's in their reach. You know what I mean? The Jacksonville Jaguars. I will say they are young but intriguing, except for Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence was intriguing a couple of years ago when he was still young, but he's getting up there, right? I'm not saying he's an old guy, but he's not playing like that Messiah that we saw at Clemson. You know what I mean? He's not playing like that. He's playing dog shit. I think Mac Jones outplayed him the way he played last year. I think that there's a lot there that we're not being told about him, and that he's just not playing to a caliber of the receiver talent that he's been given. Brian Thomas Jr. is a stud, right? Brian Thomas Jr. could catch damn near anything that was there. I say he was top 5 wide receivers last year. Followed by, they drafted Travis Hunter. I believe Travis Hunter isn't that good of an overall player, but I believe at receiver, he could show you something. You know what I mean? He might be able to show you something. Now, the thing is, it all comes down to the guy who's throwing the ball, and I do not believe in Trevor Lawrence. I believe that the people around him can be good. Biashul Tootin and Tanks Bigsby are the ones I'm talking about there. Trevor Etienne, get ready to learn Chinese, bruh. There's not much there for you. right? Defensively, Travis Hunter, no, I'm not talking about Travis Hunter. I don't care. Their real threat there comes in Josh Hines Allen and a well-diverse defensive line. Now, up in the skies, not much. I don't know if they still have Andre Cisco. I think Andre Cisco's pretty good. Do they still have Andre Cisco? Let's see. Andre Cisco. No, Andre Cisco got shipped off to the Jets. Wowzers. Yeah, wow. Wow. Okay. I think that they're going to just be a team that we look at, and I don't think it's going to be much. So here, guys, here's my list. My Super Bowl favorites are going to be the Bengals, and I guess that's my matchup then. The Bengals and the Eagles are the favorites. I have the Ravens, the Packers, and the Chiefs as Super Bowl contenders, playoff teams. I have the Rams, Buccaneers, Bills, Falcons, and the Texans. Potential wild cards, I have Broncos, Vikings, Lions, Washington Commanders, and Steelers. Missing playoff teams, I have the Chargers, mediocre at best. I have the Dolphins, Cardinals, Seahawks, and New York Jets. Young but intriguing, I have the Bears, the Raiders, the Panthers, and the Jaguars. Number one pick contention, I have Saints, New York Giants, San Francisco 49ers, Browns, Patriots, Cowboys, Titans, and Colts. Colts being my front runner, I'm not gonna lie. Or no, not, yeah, Colts being my front runner. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you should like, comment, subscribe. It helps me out a lot. I really appreciate that. And love you guys, and peace. Hope you guys like the new camera angle too. I'm trying something out more.